Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Daniel Pineda, and Craig, you love that music.
Yeah, it's peppy. And my name's Adele Quo.
And here we go with our last show in September 2018. Holy cow, the first of the Burr months is gone. Do you believe it?
It went so fast.
Whew.
We've only got a couple more minutes to Christmas, so get ready.
Yikes.
Get that shopping list
Oh
out.
my gosh.
So here we go, News and Community Bulletin Board. Adele is here, as you may have noticed, for another installment of...
It's easy being green. Adele, you're too slow there. You're really late, Adele. I don't know.
Late there. You okay
I don't know. We need to try that again.
She's ready to go on assignment again.
I know.
For like a month.
Really, and it's coming up. Okay, and CVB, as I mentioned, a roll in Denise tonight, our theater reviewer, talking about Heroes Welcome, our News for Seniors segment, and then Miriam Gennari and her guest Pat, talking to Pat at the Arlington County Fair. And that's our show. But before we begin, a social media reminder from Senior Pineda.
Well, that's right, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our very own YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. It's all there in the graphic. And also on the radio, right, Mr. Nolan?
Also on the radio,
I honestly thought he forgot about it.
WR 96.7 LP FM. Check us out. We're on the audio. And we're in the air.
What's on that drink, then?
Here we go. Water. That's the first of our news items. Talking about the Virginia Hospital Center expansion. And it's up there, but okay, here it comes. The Arlington County Board voted unanimously to defer consideration of the Virginia Hospital Center's proposed expansion plan until its meeting coming up in December of this year. The board has advised that the center needs to do more to respond to neighborhood concerns. County Board Chair Katie Cristall said that, and we're quoting now, "It is important that the expansion is designed in a way that respects the basics of good planning and a design that allows Arlington to grow while still maintaining high quality of life for its residents." Dozens of Arlingtonians have already spoken both for and against the expansion plan at several county meetings, so they've deferred till December. So we'll give you more information as that becomes available. Daniel.
Well, Craig, Arlington County Police are looking for a man who allegedly raped a woman at an apartment building in the 5500 block of Columbia Pike. The victim and the suspect reportedly had made contact through an online advertisement. During the arranged meeting, the suspect physically assaulted and raped the victim before fleeing foot. Surveillance video captured his image. Anyone with information about the incident is encouraged to contact Detective Pete Benya. That's at 703-228-4183 or email acpdsvu@arlingtonva.us. Information can also be provided at 1-866-411-8477.
And also, Daniel, in our news items, according to Arlington County Police, a three-way dispute at a 7-Eleven store last Friday turned into a shooting in Arlington's Mache community. The shooting took place at around 2:20 in the afternoon on South Kenmore Street near Drew Elementary. The victim's injuries were reported to be minor. A police investigation of the event is ongoing. Daniel.
Well, Craig, on a much lighter note, the second annual celebration of the arts in Arlington is coming up. There will be live music from the walkaways, delicious food from 20 local restaurants, and a costume competition. Participants are encouraged to come dressed as their favorite place of artwork. Judges will include Representative Don Bayer, County Board Member Christian Dorsey, news anchor Doran Gensler, reporter Mr. Hemphill, and writer-reviewers Jane Horwitz. Tickets are $50 for unlimited food and drink.
You may get a call from Don Bayer.
Don Bayer, sorry.
Don Bayer on the pronunciation of his name. However, that's it for our news items. We'll be back with CBB, as I mentioned. right after we hear from Adele and another edition of
It's Easy Being Green.
Finally.
So much better.
That was better.
We were sleeping at the wheel earlier.
Here's Adele.
All right, thanks for the great welcome, guys. And get ready for another It's Easy Being Green. My name's Adele Quo. It is Easy Being Green, designing with native shrubs for your home garden. Save this date, Saturday, October 6th, from 10 a.m. to noon. You can attend a free public education event on native shrubs for the home garden. It's located at Burke Branch Library at 4701 Seminary Road, Alexandria, 22304. The event is open to all, but space may be limited. Advanced registration reserves a spot at mgnv.org. If you have questions, telephone 703-228-6414 or email mgarlalex@gmail.com. A variety of native shrubs thrive in our area. They can provide beautiful structure and ecological function to your yard. Extension Master Gardeners will teach you how to identify which shrubs will do best in your site, how to select shrubs for your landscape goals, whether you want to create wildlife habitat and attract birds and pollinators, or provide screening or a focal point, or just find the right shrub for a problem area. There's many ways to also maintain your shrubs and help keep them healthy. Shrubs should be the backbone to any landscape. The average consumer is led to believe there's only 5 exotic shrubs that thrive in our 4-season climate due to the abundance of boxwoods, Asian azaleas, Japanese spirea, knockout roses, or how about all those mop heads, or now it's little lime or limelight hydrangeas that are all over Arlington. Further, one may think that native shrubs are best used in naturalistic gardens where people don't mind it gets a little wild and messy. However, using Virginia native shrubs in your garden can still be formal and classic or clean and modern. The beauty of neat geometric lines of formal beds is best achieved with the classic boxwood. But sadly, boxwoods are susceptible to a number of pests and diseases in our area. So now there's Ilex glabra gembox, a cool new dwarf nativar that looks more like a boxwood than an inkberry. Sized for our residential gardens, it will remain evergreen in winter. Attractive reddish tips will emerge in spring. It will stay dark throughout the summer, and the females produces the berries. Plus, a great bonus, it's deer resistant. So Gembox Inkberry makes a great small evergreen hedge and is also useful as a container specimen. Now that you're armed with this great information, you can go straight to the head of the class when you attend the October 6th free event to learn more about native shrubs for your home garden. So remember, it's easy being green, planting native shrubs for your home garden.
Indeed it is. Thanks, Adele.
Thank
we
you,
were
Adele.
talking earlier about we need to get Joe his own microphone. Right?
His own lavalier.
His own lavalier. So maybe one of these days we'll actually have a microphone on Joe and we'll see what he says. Okay. Thanks, Adele.
Hopefully he's impressed, right?
He should be. Holy cow. So, as promised now, our CBB Community Bulletin Board file. Yes, it's that time of year again, harvest time. And yes, Halloween is coming up, according to the good folks at Gulf Branch Nature Center. They're presenting an event called The Great Pumpkin for youngsters between the ages of 3 and 6. The growth of pumpkins and their connection with jack-o'-lanterns will be featured. Parents, however, should remain on site during the presentation. That's coming up on Wednesday, October 3rd, from 1 to 2 in the afternoon at Gulf Branch Nature Center and Park, 3608 North Military Road. There's an admission for this one. $5 will get you in the door. The event will repeat on later days in the month. Daniel.
I can't believe it's almost that time of year, right, Craig?
It's that time of year.
It's coming up.
It's a great time.
Yeah. Well, Craig, there will be an evening of live music and dance, along with delicious food, art projects, kids, activities, vendors, and a screening of the animated film Coco. It will all happen at the Latino American Festival during Family Night at Arlington Mill, and admission, yes, you guessed it, everyone, is free. Gratis. That's on Friday, October the 5th from 5 to 9 p.m. That's at the Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. All the information is provided.
That one, gratis. Very good. Working my Spanish. All right, also on our CBB file, adult comic book fans will enjoy a special author talk by V.E. Schwab, author of the book Vengeful. Protagonist Sydney Clark has lost her sister, and now she's alone with her thrice-dead doll. That's her dog's name. Another character, Victor, has his own problems, having been buried and then reanimated. Oh my. By now you're probably wondering, and you figured out maybe that this isn't a biography of George Washington. It's a follow-up to the best-selling thriller Vicious. This all happens on Sunday, October 7, from 4 to 5:30 in the afternoon at Arlington Central Library, 1015 North Quincy Street here in Arlington. Their author will sign up to, and including, I guess, 5 books, with priority given to those who purchase books from One More Page Books. Daniel.
Well, Craig, here's an event for kids age 5 to 11. It's called Roly Poly's Roundup, and it's a hunt for pill bugs, potato bugs, and sow bugs, also known as roly polies. It's a chance to learn something a little bit unusual about these critters. That's on Saturday, October the 6th from 4 to 5 p.m. at Long Branch Nature Center at Glen Carlin Park, located at 625 South Carlin Springs Road. The event is free, another free event. You have no more excuses. And the bugs are pretty cute, right, Craig?
Except for stink bugs. I'm glad they didn't include stink bugs in there. That would throw it out the window for me on that one. Okay, moving right along. Is it time for, News for Seniors is coming up next right after we hear from Denise. Here's Denise Pringle and her review.
Heroes Welcome by prolific British playwright Alan Ayckbourn is now playing at First Stage in Tysons. In it, a military hero returns home after 17 years with his attractive young foreign wife in tow. They have a dream of refurbishing his father's dilapidated hotel, the Bird of Prey. They reunite with his best friend and the girl he once loved and abandoned. Murray, portrayed by Nick DePinto, seems to think he'll resume his old place in the town, seemingly unaware of the resistance that he may face from his competitive best friend Brad, played by Clayton Pelham Jr., and Lisa Hudsol's Alice, the fiancée he abandoned. Murray's young wife Baba, played by Angelisa Anderson, may speak very broken English, but that doesn't prevent her from correctly sensing that they don't love Murray. Her observations are shown to be true when the competitive, skeet-shooting Brad bets Alice's devoted husband Derek, James J. Johnson, that he can sleep with Baba. Brad is an insensitive alpha male who belittles his attractive wife, Kara, Ann Knowles, and embarrasses her when he tells Derek how they met. Alex Levy directs this dark comedy. Catherine Kowecki has designed an interesting set that features all 3 residences at once. It shows the hotel room of the newly arrived hero, the grand living room of Brad and Kara, and the kitchen of Alice and Derek, with its window that faces the contentious crumbling hotel, and the charming little train that runs around the kitchen's walls. That train, Derek's hobby, may be the only truly stable element of this play, always showing up on time. This set design allows for speed in changing scenes in an already long first act. Danielle Preston has designed some really lovely costumes, especially for Kara, the trophy wife that Brad desired but can't respect. Heroes Welcome is a misnomer. One of Murray's poignant speeches shows that he may not actually be much of a hero and that he doesn't get a very warm welcome. The more heroic characters are Kara, who finally stands up to Brad's brutish behavior, and Baba, who gets a tutor to improve her English, resists Brad's boorish advances, and bravely suggests to her husband that he deal with her directly when he has doubts in her. Heroes Welcome plays through October 7th at First Stage. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Denise.
Thank you.
And her thoughts on Heroes Welcome at First Stage. We appreciate it. Thank you. Here we go. As promised now, news for seniors. And right, thank you, Paul. And you've heard the term paper mache, right? Of course. From your younger days, well, now's a good time to give it another try. There's a 3-week class, 3 weeks, coming up in which you can learn how to make a paper mache mask just in time for Halloween. You can wear it to the upcoming seniors Halloween party, or just have it on for the trick-or-treaters and give them a little jolt when they come to your door. The course starts on Wednesday, October 3rd from 1 to 3 in the afternoon at Walter Reed Community Center and Senior Center and Park at 2909 16th Street South. For more information, call Leanne at 703-228-0955. Daniel.
Why do you skip the last name?
She knows who she is.
Do the viewers?
Of course they do.
Well, Craig, alternatively, you can check out a discussion of the Dawson Bailey House. Why is the Dawson Bailey House such a singular part of Arlington's past? Don't feel bad. I don't know either, but you can find out. Carl Van Newkirk, president of the Arlington Historical Society, will tell you all about it. That all takes place on Wednesday, October the 3rd from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. at the Aurora Hills Community and Senior Center, located at 735 18th Street South. For more information, call Michelle Acton. That's at 703-228-5722.
All right, Daniel, and the seniors continues now with this next one here about making a move. The name of this next presentation is Considerations When Making a Move. The emphasis will be on downsizing and the many financial, logistical, and legal aspects to consider when you move. You can learn more from elder law attorney Ed Zetlin and assisted living advisor Robin Edwards, financial advisor Rocco Russo, and real estate broker Dawn Wilson. That's all coming up on Wednesday, October 10, from 1 to 2:30 in the afternoon at Langston Brown Community and Senior Center at 2121 North Culpeper Street. Some of these ideas might also apply to upsizing for those who like to dream big. Daniel.
Gotta dream big, right, Craig?
Dream. If you're going to dream, dream big.
Well, Colonel Scott Willie, a docent from the National Air and Space Museum, will discuss American and Vietnamese air power during the Vietnam War. The presentation will utilize artifacts that are stored and displayed at the museum, the use of helicopters for mass transport and attack helicopters for ground defense will be highlighted. That's on Wednesday, October the 10th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. at the Aurora Hills Community and Senior Center, again located at 735 18th Street South.
And finally, Daniel, news for seniors here. Digital music is not just for kids, and no, it doesn't refer to just snapping your fingers. You can find out all about it, including how to download and stream music from your computer or smartphone. You'll learn about iTunes, Pandora, and Spotify. Part 2 will discuss how to convert records, cassettes, and CDs to digital audio files. And that's, of course, if your collection is good enough for all the good stuff in your collection. You know what it is. This is coming up Thursday, October 11, from 2 to 3:30 in the afternoon at Arlington Mule Community Senior Center at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. For more information, call Nick Englund at 703-228-7369. And as always, thanks to Judy Misabni of OSAP, Office of Senior Adult Programs, for helping us and sending us these announcements. We appreciate it. Thanks, Judy.
Thank you.
All right, our own Styrofoam Mom is coming up next, and stick around. We'll be back for bye-bye and sign off. Here's Miriam Gennari.
I'm here at the county fair with a variety of people from our area talking about the importance of sustainability and recycling. And joining me now is Pat, an Arlington resident. Welcome, Pat.
Thank you very much. Yes, I've been an Arlington resident since 1964, so I'm a long-timer here, and I feel like I do carry out the values of Arlington. I mean, I learned them here in Arlington, so I feel like that's it's very important for me to reflect that in my life. So what I do is right in line with what this organization is all about, just making sure that the things in my life are able to be recycled. And I have recycled everything in my life. I mean, I know that Arlington suggests that we go onto freecycle.org, and I did recycle a whole lot of stuff in my garage, and things that would ordinarily have gone into the recycle container, other people can reuse them. So I feel like that's a better way to do it even. So I've recycled, and I have done other recycling on my own, meaning I have used things like Habitat for Humanity for recycling things that are larger that others can use. As far as my every day-to-day life, I try to, I don't have much in the way of garbage. I mainly have my recycle container full and my yard waste container full. So I feel like I'm getting pretty close to zero waste.
Which is exactly something that Arlington wants us to do, because we do have a zero waste plan. But you did something very proactive and unique when you came to the fair this week. Can you show me what you brought with you?
Well, I'm such a recycling enthusiast that it bothers me to think I might put the wrong thing in the wrong container. So the things during this past year, I purposely took things that I wanted to know the real answer to, and I put them in a little bag and brought them to the fair. So and I brought a pen with a green pen and a red pen, so things that can be recycled with Arlington, or even with other organizations like Safeway will take your newspaper bags. So I took all of those things that I wasn't very sure of and brought them with me. And some passed the test.
And you brought them to Arlington's Waste Management. You brought it directly to the source.
Absolutely. You all are the experts. The Arlington Waste people are the experts. They always know every answer to every question. I know I'll get it right. And I want to save people time and trouble down the line. Like, I don't want it to go for recycling and then people have to take it out of the waste stream. That's such a waste of time. So I'd rather just be more efficient at the beginning of it.
Show us what you brought.
Okay. So plastic is a big problem, and so there's so many different kinds of plastic. And I had heard that Ziploc bags might not be able to be recycled, but Safeway, I can put them in with my Safeway recycling. So your newspaper bags and bags like this can go for recycling, though not with Arlington, but in a different way.
So don't put these in the blue bin,
Right.
But you can recycle them at Safeway.
Yes.
Excellent. What
Yes.
else do you have?
So I had a real problem is, okay, a mailer has got plastic inside of it to cushion it, so things you might get in the mail. So it's a composite, paper and plastic. This has to go into the trash, and I marked it with an X because it is not, nobody can take this. This is really bad.
So people get really confused when the trash itself is commingled the way that it's made. So bubble wrap inside of paper is not recyclable.
No,
Okay, great.
that
Thank you.
fails miserably.
All right. What else do you have?
Okay, so I brought various kinds of food holding plastic. And so Arlington doesn't want plastic bags at all, but I thought, well, we'll know here if Safeway might take them. Well, there was a little bit of a question. These are all food plastic bags. So what I'm just going to take a chance that Safeway will want to take them, and that they'll be able to do something about that, because they'll be more knowledgeable about plastic bags, which Arlington doesn't take.
I do have a little tip for you. Those things are called flexible packaging, and Mom's Organic Market, if you're willing to save them long enough to bring them there, you can recycle them there. Flexible packaging.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad to know about that.
I'm happy to share. What else do you have, Pat?
Every tip helps. So I had, this is another one that is kind of a mystery, because it's several things in one, and you want to get it right. So this is a juice can. So
Wow, yeah, 3 different types of material.
3 different kinds. So that's why it was a mystery. So what you can do is you can soak this and take the metal off, take it off the bottom, take it off the top. This can be recycled with Arlington. This can be recycled with Arlington. The little strip that goes around the top, trash.
So those tiny plastics like straws and that wrap, that has to go into the trash can.
Yes, so that's why that was hard.
So I think a lot of people forget that just with a little initiative and effort, some of these things can be recycled. But what you're saying is
close.
spend a little bit of time,
Yeah.
separate it, and then you can recycle it.
Yeah, that's why you can get very close to almost nothing. And I do want to put a plug in for doing food recycling. I know Arlington sent out a questionnaire asking, would you be interested in having your compost waste, your food scraps from your kitchen, go into your yard waste recycling, or somehow, in other words, have Arlington pick up your garbage type waste. And I said, absolutely, it's the next step. And if we could get that down, I think you've pretty much got it. There's perhaps that would leave 1 or 2% not able to be recycled, but such a small amount. It would really cover. That's a big win.
Essentially, that is zero waste. If you can get to that point, that's about as close as you can get. Anything else in there?
Well, just a different kind of plastic. That one can be recycled.
But I've often wondered about them. So the paper that's still onto the plastic, they can get that off in the recycling bin.
Evidently, because when I asked about it, he said, yeah, we can go ahead and toss that one in. Well, it doesn't really take a whole lot of extra energy to do this the right way. And the benefit is to the whole community, and really as a model for the whole country, that if Arlington can do it, and we're a pretty large community, then anybody can do it, and it can carry over into other parts of your life. I know people in Arlington travel a lot, and my next trip is going to a place that doesn't allow any plastic bags. I'm going to Madagascar, so there's no plastic bags at all allowed on that island.
I think it's great that you're going to go there and you're going to represent Arlington, and you truly are a leader. And I want to thank you so much, Pat, for coming to the fair today and sharing your experience and your passion with us.
You're very welcome. It's my honor to do this.
I'm Miriam Gennari with the Arlington Weekly News, and that's the word on the Sustainable Scoop here at the County Fair.
That's the word.
All right, thanks,
That's the
Miriam
word.
and her friend Pat, and some tips on recycling there. Some things that
stuff.
you thought were, just don't throw it all into the blue bin. I guess you have to pick through it now.
And
Don't they pay people to do that? No.
You know what? In Germany, they have 6 different bins.
Oh, my goodness.
You have to separate it all
6
out,
different bins?
something like that.
Yeah, well, it's hard enough just sorting it out with 2.
And Adele's going to have the exclusive on that, right?
That's right. I'm getting ready to head over there. I'll take pictures.
On assignment, so we won't see you for another month.
This is your
I'll be
last
I'll be back for Halloween specials.
edition. You'll be
Yeah.
back for the
You
Halloween
bet. Oh, we
special.
got something really good coming up.
A tease, that's the tease.
That's right.
Well, travel safe on your assignment.
Thank
you.
And come back to us safe and sound, and then have a good time. working
Yeah.
with you. Send us a report.
She will
every
have a
once in
good
while.
time.
Okay, that's it. We've stretched and babbled on here long enough. We got to go. So thanks for watching
Thank you.
this edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. Next week, if you're out there, we'll be here and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week.
That's the word.
Bye-bye.